Hello, hello, hello. Back with another Path of Exile 2 video. We've done it. We've finally done it. We've changed the gear. Not all of it, just mainly a few bits. As I said before, I've been trying to do this for a while, but nothing was dropping and I was a bit unsure on what to do. Whether to go into like an evasion or energy shield build, or to just go to like full energy shield and change this and change that. Anyway, thank you to the subscriber that bought some of my gear, and I hope it helped. And effectively, this is what I was able to do with like the money that you got. So I was able to get like 2 or 3 things, costing around about 20 divine. So it has increased a bit in price compared to my other builds, but it's changed a lot. So let's go through it. Energy shield 446, dexterity 204, strength 58, intelligence 305. Spirit is now at 265. I'm now running clarity and precision. We've got 75 resistances. I've dropped them down a little bit, so as you can see there, that's 80, 85, 75. They're pretty much just over where they should be. If you include the caps, mana's taken a bit of a hit. I'm being honest. I'm trying to get a ring that has mana leech. I have one, but if I put it on, I don't have the resistances. So I'm kind of like stuck between a rock and a hard place on whether I should try and find another ring to increase my resistances or try and change this. I kind of figured out quite late that if you change the attack on some of your rings, the damage increases like significant. So yeah, that were 300 hours late, but this is something you learn. We've got 10,000 evasion now with 77% chance to evade. As I said before, 75%. Movement speed is now 35%, a lot faster, 5% quicker. Can't beat it. So we've got cast on crit with Eye of Winter at level 13, quality of 20%. Voltaic Mart at level 8 with quality of 23%. Ideally, I would try and get Voltaic Mart at level 7 and then see if you can Val Orbit down to level 6, because it's just there to apply basically the curse. But if you Val Orbit down, therefore it costs less mana. This build is very mana hungry. If you haven't got any way of mana leech or mana on kill or anything like that, please change your build to get it, because you will not be able to run it. Okay, you'll be using the Maelstrom flask or your flask all the time. I have 8%, I think it is, mana combined with the bonuses of my mana leech, and I still go through mana pretty quick. Chain, inspiration. I really want to run inspiration on Ice Strike, but I'm unsure to put my Rage Jewel back on and then run inspiration there to give me some mana, basically mana back. But we'll just see how it goes. Ice Strike. Someone asked about this. My flat stats. So you've got 49% chance to crit in game. Obviously, this doesn't take into account Path of Builder, and then a 900% crit bonus, or an 878, basically 880% crit bonus. Then on the third strike, it's doing around about 359,000. How I play this is Primal Armament, Concentrated Effect. When mapping, keep them in. When bossing, swap them out. Okay, if you're running Zest, swap them out, because your temper spell, the more damage you have in your temper spell, the quicker you will defeat him. Okay, you'll get this number to around about 70,000, 75,000, you're one bill, and that's it. I'm trying to do it. Unfortunately, I'm not close enough yet. I'm 2 bells, as you can see in the video right at the beginning, but we'll get there. If I probably took Overabundance off and put Elemental Focus, which gives me 25% attack, I probably could get to around about that 60, 70,000 DPS mark, but I run the risk of not being able to freeze him. And knowing my luck, I won't freeze him, and he will batter me. So as I said before, mapping, keep these 2 in. DPS bossing, keep these in. Temper Spell, we've got Overabundance, Heavy Swing, Close Combat, Innovate, and Ice Bite. As I said, swap these out when you're mapping or you're bossing. Grim Feast, we've got Clarity and Precision. Wind Dancer, we've got Wind Wave, Blind, Inevitable Critical, and Unbreakable. Combat Frenzy, just with Profusion. Herald of Thunder, we've got Long Shot, Glaciation, Lightning Infusion, and Ambush. For the Vice, we've got Super Critical, Cold Infusion, Magnified Effect, and Conduction. Everyone thinks that you need to put this into here and that into there. Lightning Infusion into Herald of Ice, and then Cold Infusion into Herald of Thunder. If you have enough cold damage and enough lightning damage, you don't need to. Okay, as you can see there, they're around about 44,000. They proc, if you saw the video, they proc really well. They do the damage. When Eye of Winter's going off, they're going, Herald of Thunder, Herald of Ice is going off. The screen is just covered in ice and thunder and snow and everything. It's pretty cool. Then we've got Charge Staff with Persistence, Culling Strike, Perpetual Charge, Maim, and Overcharge. Next, let's move on to the actual gear and we'll see what's changed. So we've still got the same staff. I do want a crit chance staff, but I can't find one. A staff with crit chance is very, very difficult to find, especially with crit chance and attack speed. Again, I did want one with an elemental damage as well, but again, it's ridiculous, especially towards the end now. I don't know what's happened, but the price of things is just absolutely stupid. I know it's end game, and I know people have got more currency, but like divines are now like, what is it, 500 and some exalts? It's ridiculous. If you're not getting good drops, you're kind of screwed really. Helmet's still the same with energy shield, intelligence, critical hit chance, lightning resistance. We have a new chest, so we've gone for one with 1271 evasion and 489 energy shield, with 135% increased evasion and energy shield, 31 to intelligence, 6 to fire resistance, 76 to stun threshold, and then some evasion. The next closest one to this that gave me intelligence, because when I take intelligence off my build, as you can see, I lose 60,000. The next closest one to that was 25 divine. I don't have 25 divine. So it's, like I said, it's getting ridiculous. Ingenuity belt's the same, 77%. Hand of wisdom and action. I'm trying to think if I had a 1 to 11 in my old build. I don't think I did, but yeah, I've got 1 to 11 now with 20 dexterity, 25 intelligence. New boots, 5% movement speed with fire, cold, and lightning resistance. Ideally, I'd have liked 45 on each, but again, it's money. 2 new rings. So we've got a low advantage ring with flat cold damage, flat lightning damage, percentage cold damage, and then triple resists. The lightning resistance is the one that's pretty bad, which is annoying. Obviously, if that lightning resist were higher, it'd be a significant increase. Then we've got, over this side, we've got a percentage increase to cold, percentage increase to lightning, some mana, some dexterity, some intelligence, and all resistances. I do have a better ring that improves my damage significant, but I need to have more dexterity from somewhere, and I need to get some more resistances from somewhere, so I'm probably going to just use it on my ranger build, make it a bit easier. New amulet, we've now allocated Storm Charge instead of Overwhelming Strike. So Storm Charge gives you elemental damage if you crit recently, and then it gives you an extra hit chance as well. We've got 41% increased evasion, 50% increased maximum energy shield, then 29% chance to crit, 37% crit damage bonus, and then 26 to all attribute. Melting Maelstrom, we've got the unique mana flask. We've got it with 372 mana over 10.4 seconds. This is a lifesaver. Okay, when you are using the mana flask, it's insane. Genuinely, just get this. You're looking at 1 to 2 divine. It's not that expensive, but like I say, it helps quite a lot. Right, let's move on to the passive tree, and again, quite a lot of it's changed. Right, so the passive tree, we've still got the same down here. Sunder my enemies, I am the thunder, I am the blizzard, and lead me through grace. A lot of people commenting how I got so much spirit. This is it. Okay, it doesn't count for your overall energy shield and life and stuff like that. It's genuinely your energy shield and your evasion on your chest. Again, similar style we came up here. Got flow like water, step like the mist for the extra movement speed, mindful awareness for some evasion rate and energy shield, crashing wave for the extra 36% damage if you dealt a critical hit. And as you can see by the thumbnail, we do critical hits quite a lot, 91% chance to do a critical hit. You've got Moment of Truth for critical damage again. Then you've got Critical Exploit, which gives you the critical bonuses and gives you 25% crit hit chance. And then Insightfulness for the maximum energy shield, mana regen rate, and intelligence. Go up here for some elemental damage if you've chilled and if you've shocked. Obviously with this down here, you create freezing, when you freeze an enemy, you get chill ground, which then will cause them to chill. So therefore you will freeze them, you will get your 30% buff, and then you create shock ground because you're shocking them. So therefore you're going to get 30% increased damage off these two here as well. Then we come up the skill tree around here to get True Strike, Follow Jugular, and Deadly Force. These are really, really, really good nodes and beneficial and pretty important when you're running Monk. Then we have Resonance. This is needed for the Monk's build. As you can see there, you gain power charges instead of Frenzy, Frenzy instead of Endurance, and then Endurance instead of Power. This works really, really well with Combat Frenzy and Profusion. Then I have a From Nothing Diamond, which gives me the passive Zealot's Oath, which is over here. This allows me to basically put these onto my skill tree without basically specking all the way down here. So I have got Sharpened Claw, Tough Claw, and Swift Claw for an extra 75% attack damage, which is a massive difference. As you can see, it gives you quite a bit. It's like 20,000 DPS. Then we take Killer Instinct and tenfold attacks for the increased attack speed and increased damage when on full life. Because we're on 1 HP, we're always on full life. So it used to be a bug where you could get both, but it didn't work anymore, unfortunately. Come down to here to put a Emerald in that gives me critical hit chance, attack damage with quarterstaffs, and attack speed with quarterstaffs. So again, this is still the same as what it was last time. You may notice that I have not gone down here now to get Subterfuge Mask. I don't need it because I now have an evasion and energy shield chest, so therefore I have taken Spectral Ward, which gives me 1 energy shield per 12 evasion on the equipped body armor. My energy shield has dropped by about 300. It's not much. Pair it with Grim Feast, and I'm still around about 7, 8. I think it's about 8,000 energy shield, so it's still good. It's still good. It's not as good as a stat stacker that's on like 15,000, but you know, that's kind of the meta build. Careful Assassin for the reduced critical damage bonus, but then the increased critical hit chance. Chaos Inoculation. Obviously, this is a Chaos Inoculation build, so you become immune to chaos damage. Remember to get Eternal Youth so you can recharge your flask energy shield instead of basically recharging your health. Alright, if you don't get Eternal Youth, then you'll be pressing 1, and then it would basically trying to recover your health, but you don't have any health because you only have 1. Then we've got another diamond up here, or sapphire, sorry. We've cold damage, maximum energy shield, crit damage bonus, mana regen, and energy shield recharge. Kind of pointless having that, as I said in my previous video, because all my energy recharge, as you can see down here, comes from Grim Feast. Come down here, we've now got Overflowing Power. These give you 20% crit damage bonus if you consume the power charge. Because we are constantly consuming power charges, especially with charge staff, and the fact that when we do consume them, we have a chance to not consume the charge, you're still getting that 20% damage. So there's a free 60% increased damage there every time you consume a charge. And then you have the extra 2 on top of it, which means it lasts longer. The extra 2 is probably not relevant. You could probably take this out and maybe put it somewhere else. Down here into Mana Leech maybe, or looking around. But it's entirely up to you. I'm going to keep it on until I've leveled up. Like I say, I'm probably going to try and get to around about 96. But I'm enjoying the Ranger too much. The Ranger build is it's crazy how much damage the Ranger does. Throat Seeker for, again, the increased critical damage bonus, but then reduced critical hit chance. Obviously, these two kind of balance each other out. Throat Seeker and Careful Assassin. Then the Controlled Metamorphosis Diamond with 7% minus elemental resistance and then 9 to Chaos. This, obviously, is great, depending where you put it. Obviously, some people put it here to take, like, nodes up here and take nodes up here. Some people, the main common one is putting it here. So you can take Falcon Technique, Proficiency, and I think what's down here, yeah, Maiming Strike. So it is good, but I prefer it here because I can take Enhanced Reflexes, Manifold Method, which gives me increased amount of mana leech. Obviously, in a build where mana is important, this is very, very important. Serrated Edges, which gives me more critical hit chance and 30% attack damage. And then we can skip out all this, which pushes them all back, and get the one with the river for increased defenses, days build up, freeze build up, etc. with quarterstaffs. Then make sure to get martial artistry, or the accuracy and the critical damage bonus and dexterity. Then again, this allows me to get Coming Calamity, which is a 50% increased damage to cold, fire, and lightning when you've got Herald of Ice, Herald of Thunder, and Herald of Ash. You can probably get rid of these, but the 12% increased damage is quite significant. It's like, what, 7k? So you got 14k basically. It's entirely up to you. Like I said, you could probably get rid of these two here, get rid of this here, and then maybe spec into coming around and getting a Deep Trance for more attack speed, or even start to work your way up here for like some intelligence and some more energy shield. Like I said, choice is yours, or even go up and across and get yourself self-mortification or asceticism. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, because it's based off your energy shield, which means you should basically not get stunned as much. Then we come down here, we've got Heartbreaking and Heart Stopping for the intelligence and the crit chance, and then the strength and the crit damage bonus, and then Struck Through for 1% critical hit chance. Also, you may notice I have Rapid Strike. Okay, I've got this from a jewel. So there's jewels called the Megalomaniac. They're very, very good. Originally, I had this and this for 2 skill points, but now I have basically got a Megalomaniac Diamonds, which cost me 2 or 3 Divine, with Rapid Strike and Thin Ice. So I've got an extra 30% accuracy and 8% melee attack speed, and then the 20% increased freeze build up and 50% increased damage with hits against frozen enemies. As I said before, countless times, Path of Exile doesn't show you full DPS. Okay, if you have access to a PC or access to a tablet or a computer or anything like that, so it can work, get Path of Builder. Genuinely get Path of Builder and just sit there, just play around with it. Like I said, I've said it. I feel like a broken record, but you don't realize how much DPS you could be losing for the sake of 10 minutes. Ideally, if I could probably drop this or drop these elementals, come down here, come down here, come down here, come down here. First approach gives me 50% crit chance, and then cannot be blinded, and I get 80% crit damage. Adding these here puts my DPS to like 8 million. It's ridiculous. It's like 8 point something million on the first attack. And obviously when you're walking around mapping, you're constantly doing your first attack. First approach is good, but then for bosses, it's not that good really after that. You do your first damage, which does quite a bit of damage and crits and stuff like that. And then after, it's just back to normal damage, which is a shame. Like I said, we'll swap to Path of Builder now. So we're on Path of Building. Again, to show how accurate it is, it's showing this is my unbuffed DPS when I'm sat in the hideout. And as you can see, my unbuffed DPS was 324,000. And on here, it's 324,000. Then you look at your buff, which is normally when you've got like charge staff and stuff. So it's roughly 421,000. In combat with power charges, frenzy charges, and endurance charges, which is what you get from your charge staff, you roughly run around about 1.296 mil, so call it 1.3 mil. And then when you've got the effective DPS, as it says there, curses and enemy properties such as resistances and status conditions will also apply. This is to take into account if you've frozen the enemy, if you've shocked the enemy, if you've activated Eye of Winter. Basically takes into that, and that is my effective DPS, which is around about 3,400,000 just on Ice Strike alone. And then that takes into account obviously other parts of your build here. So you've got Gale Force, your Culling DPS, Charge, Shockwave, Temper Spell, everything like that. This all adds together to give you a grand total of 6.6 million DPS. Okay, again, it shows you all your statistics down your side, shows you what you get. So I get 129% of my evasion from my tree. I get 160% of my energy shield from the tree. Okay, it's a great little tooltip. It's really good. It's really good to use, and it's really, really straightforward. I was playing around earlier. I think I removed them. No, I haven't. There with ring tests. So as you can see, if I was to equip it on the Lovi ring, I'll get 26,000 damage. If I was to equip it on the Brimstone Knuckle, I'd get 309,000 damage. But then I lose resistances. So as you can see, my resistances will go down. So I don't want to use that. Then we go to the tree. Okay. Again, like I say, you can, if I got rid of these, put these down to here. Oh, wrong way around. There we go. As you can see, puts your DPS up to like 8 million. It's good to play around. Just play around with it, mess around, try different builds, try what might work, try what might not work. If you're higher level than me, like 96, 97, obviously you'll have more skill points. So have a look round, see if you can go further up here or maybe further across down here onto Maiming Strike, which would be pretty cool as well if you can get up to here to get this extra damage. That's 4 there. That'll give you an extra damage if you look at that. That puts me over 7 million. So like I say, it's pretty good. I'll show the difference there. So it's like 300,000 damage off your heralds for 2 skill points. So it's quite a lot. But anyway, this is the monk build. The next build I'll be putting out will be a ranger. I've been enjoying it. It's really good. The damage is crazy compared to a monk, and the movement speed is just ridiculous. How quick I'm clearing through the campaign and everything like that. I only started it a couple of days ago. Well, I did start it a while ago, but then started it again, and literally at the end of Act 3. So I should have like a end game build out hopefully today. Worst case scenario, Monday UK time, so Monday afternoon UK time or Monday evening. Like I said, apologies for lack of videos. I've been grinding gear or moving around and trying to get better stats and trying to get this and that. It's been a pain. But like I said, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. Thank you for all the support. It means a lot. We're still pushing for them 1,000 subscribers. We're close, 250 subscribers away. So if you haven't subscribed, can you please subscribe to the video? It helps massively. And stay safe. Peace.